Hello, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to quickly look into this new Gamma Flak buff whilst doing a raid run. So for this setup, I'm using a Cutsman for boss damage, Moonfire because it's a lot of fun, Brainstormer because we can use it to get our action skill instantly off cooldown, and a Maggie for pretty much everything else. I'm mainly going to be using Brainstormer and Moonfire though. Shield's an anoint that I got recently. On Throne it's pissed because we're not really ending our action skill too much. Nodo's Idol for survivability, and a Red Fang. The spec is the build that I uploaded the other day. The only change is because I'm not running Cosmic Stalker, I moved my points from Furious Attack into Yop and Pack Tactics to get a little bit of extra damage. It's only a few percent, but hey, it's something. So, the buff that Gamma Flak got was the Anoint. Went from 65% bonus radiation damage to 115, which is quite sizable. And pretty good because bonus radiation damage, because it's the only element you can use on that Anoint, means it ends up being fairly limited versus what you can fight, like armor and such. Whereas this huge buff, even if you are fighting armor, you're still getting a ton of extra damage. It's just a little bit reduced compared to, shields. And also this allows me just to talk about the Flak build as I play it. So we don't have much in the way of health regen in terms of our actual setup. In our spec, that all comes from the Auto's Idol and the fact that we're not really getting shot much. Did I really miss that? Unfortunate. So that's where we get our health regen. I actually have to swap back to Brainstorm here just to get my action skill back. And there we go. That's how quick it is. Gamavore with a Brainstormer is terrifying. Where did this enemy go? Brainstorm will find him. What the hell happened here? How do we do that? Okay, some wonky stuff going on there. Worth investigating. Alright, that should open the door. And yeah, we do way more damage to Kraken now. That we have this bonus 50% damage on this Anoint. Really good stuff. So for this point in the raid, one thing that's weird is these enemies here actually interrupt spawns later on. Specifically the boxes area after Valkyries and Bridge. So you actually do have to kill a few enemies here in order to not get stagnated spawns later on. More fighting, less waiting, more fun. I should really be using the Moonfire more. It's just a very aim-dependent gun, believe it or not. Very overkill-dependent gun as well. Anyway, that'll do. But yeah, I like the Moonfire because once it's rolling, it's an overkill gun, similar to, say, a Monocle or an ASMD. You gotta get a big overkill stack, which is, have lots of excess damage when killing someone, and then you basically chain that. Now, of course, that means not missing. My action skill's gonna end at a really inopportune time there. But it's cool, we're Flak, so we can just get it back instantly. And we can keep shooting Valkyries, cool. Hounds. Do we get any badasses? I don't think we did. It's weird, like this solo scaling thing that's going on. You expect badasses and then suddenly they don't even spawn. Like, typically I'm used to at least 2 heavies up here every single time. Sometimes you don't get any. It really throws you off sometimes. It makes the raid a hell of a lot easier. Now it just kind of feels like a glorified proving ground. I actually found it easier than Trial of Fervor, but then again, we don't have anointed Valkyries, so I guess that's to be expected. Also Maggie, with just the raw amount of projectiles it's firing, that's pretty good at getting your action skill back. Thanks to a head count. Whoop, I died. That's unfortunate. Actually went down with Gamma Burst Flak. Doesn't normally happen. Anyway. Rush is down, so I'll just take her out. Her, it, they, I don't know. Big robot that's annoying and waste time. It should be this group here. Yep. So in terms of just Gamma Flak and using these new or these newly buffed radiation anoints, it definitely really helps keep this setup alongside the Rakk attack and fade away setups. Now it is still less damage because whilst 115% elemental boost, which means it's multiplicative instead of additive like normal weapon damage boosts, is a ooh, you're trash, but you've got to get a knight. Anyway, what was I saying? Ooh, no.m there. What was I saying? Oh yeah, even though 115% multiplicative boost is huge, it's still less damage than Rakk attack and fade because they have the 50% shield and grenade anoints that they can just continuously loop, which is quite the advantage. However, it's not as far behind. What? It's not as far behind, which makes it just a little bit more viable. So while it is still less damage, it's still the tankiest of the setups. There we go. Well, I think that guy running into the wall that actually ruins your overkill chains, that it does. Which is unfortunate. Where are you going? There we go. There we go. Moonfire is really good fun when you get it rolling. It's just like a series of one-shots if you actually hit your crits. Such a fun gun. Shame it's not a bit better. I'd like it to get a bit more base damage just so it's easier to get those chains going. Especially since it is reliant on a Guardian rank perk. Who's still alive? Apparently I didn't kill enough enemies at Kraken. I did leave one or two alive. Hello. Goodbye. Alright, that should be it. On to bridge. Just gonna slide past all these guys since they are entirely optional. And most of the enemies here are actually. So this is how I do bridge. I run up here and then there's these enemies on the right here, these basic dash commandos. I kill these, there's normally about 6 or 7. I should bring out my action skill there. Double my damage. I kill these guys, and this basically frees up the spawns a bunch, allowing me to go over there. Although I am cryoed right now. Could you don't? I really dislike cryo. Right, and now we do bridge. Basically mainly going to be Brainstormer, because Brainstormer rocks. Although, there aren't too many dogs around. I say that. I say that. Oh, get earned.
I hear you, beast.
Back to Brainstormer. The dogs are very hard to one-shot with the Moonfire, because they are armor, which, you know, radiation's not too good against that, which is a mighty problem. And I don't have a corrosive Moonfire to make up for it. What is going on right now? Go, attack Hound, not me, please. Okay, now I've got a breather. Now I'm alive and got health. I'm good against. They're all attacking my dog, and I just shoot them for free. Just go up here. So they don't spawn behind me. That stealth commander just heal. So since this like kind of out of nowhere buff, kind of like Zane's cryo anoint on his sentinel, they took his most powerful anoint, you know, the one that makes drone just a little bit more favored over clone, and then they doubled it from 50 to 100, and then they took this one, and whilst I think this one should have been, you know, altered to keep up, I'm gonna go down here again, that's fine. Or am I? Snowdrift. There are people who say Snowdrift is just not worth it in combat. 100% is. Just instant repositioning, so good. Single targets, better I use the Maggie here. A lot of death spheres. Almost call them death claws. They've been playing too much Fallout. Alright, into this final section. There should be 2 badasses we have to deal with. Both shot, cool. I'm in. So yeah, since this buff, what's been your favorite flag setup? Is it still like Fade or Rakk, or have you jumped ship over to Gamma, or were you Gamma main before and now just loving life? Like, what's going on? What's the opinions on this buff? I like it in the sense that, you know, it brings it up closer to those two, makes them more inviting. I do enjoy Gamma Burst a lot more now. However, I also dislike it because it adds even more dependency on anoints. There's even more reason, like, I always thought anoint should be small bonuses. Nice to have, not needed for your setup. Like 10, 20%. It's not game changing if you don't have it. But, you know, when they're actually doubling your damage, it makes the difference huge. And also, this is the advantage of 115 radiation. You can just use a corrosive cutsman for shields and still take them out in a few shots. Not okay. As for Wotan, this right now, you get it to 60%. This is your time for a breather. So if you want to make sure strikers are dead, make sure war dogs are dead, that kind of thing, do it now. It can spawn more strikers if you take too long, but it's slow and there's not going to be any other ads spawning. And strikers are very easy to kill. Just a few shots there, even with like non-anointed guns. Alright, all the ads are dead, so we can now get back on with it. Hit the gaps here. We'll actually chase it. Normally, if you're looking for the gap in the shield, it's safe to always go clockwise. But there we saw it pretty quickly. Alright, that should do it. Cool. Just get rid of its shield as it's running away. Alright, I don't really have a good, better half gun on this save, so don't have any good dictators or anything, so we'll just have to Maggie it down. Thankfully we've got Megavore, so we should get our action skill back relatively quickly. Oh, is that a striker? That is a striker. Strikers are, like, top priority in what to shoot.
There is more to do, my friend.
And you can identify them by being bright yellow. And they have the least health of all the death spheres. You dead? There we go. Hey Woden, are you gonna run away? It's a good thing with Woden, because he keeps jumping around, you can shoot him in the brain with a long range gun to stun it, and then you can go in with the cutsman, and there it goes. And remember, shoot the legs! Yeah, more legendaries that way. Oh yeah, shooting the legs. You've only got a few seconds though, which is very annoying. And somebody always likes to tell me that that's a thing. Every single kill. Even though I shoot the legs. Right, so that was a run of the Takedown with the new Gamma Burst buff. It is, well, it was... Ooh, hello. It was relatively relaxing in the past because of the tankiness of Gamma Burst and Red Fang, whereas now, hello. You're not as good as mine. And whereas now that we've got the damage, the runs are actually reasonably paced, so it's a very nice, it's that, like, Fl4k's one of those characters that can be very glass cannon, hard to play because of that. Oh? Well, looks like I've got a few guns that I want to keep here. Okie dokie. And to think people accuse me of using save editors. No, I just play a lot. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like, before it was always, say, Zane or Mose who had like the slow and steadies with barrier. Gamma Burst is that too, slow and steady, whereas, well, now Zane wasn't so slow, since Seeing Dead and Redistributor. Now Fl4k's not very slow, thanks to this new buff. We just need Mose to be made not slow. and then we're good. But yeah, overall, the buff has made Gamma Burst more enjoyable for me. I like doing damage, and this is definitely doing damage. Let me know what you think of the Gamma Burst build and the buffs, and what kind of guns and stuff you like running with it. I like running Brainstormer and Moonfire. What are yours? Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.